I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good till that pussy gets soft. Loving me good, you saying I'm bored. Yeah. You know you my new boo. Pull up in that new coupe. Oh, you bad just like no. I'm loving how you move. I love the things you do. Put a spell on me, voodoo. Girl, I'm loving how you move. Oh, you know you my new boo. I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good.
It's your girl Niche here to give you top tier advice on how to build positive relationships and making sure y'all here playing the game right.
It's your boy Mel Love. I'm just here to give you premium insight on what to do to not get played.
And this is Relationship Podcast. So, how you feeling, Twin?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. This was a long time coming for us.
I agree. It's a really highly anticipated first episode. But I do think that before we jump into the nitty and gritty of what the topic of the day is, we should give them a proper introduction of ourselves for people who, you know, this might be the first time of them seeing us on this platform.
Yeah, I agree. We could do that. You want to start it off?
I could do it. Like I said, my name is Niche, but some of y'all may know me from different platforms that I created for myself in the past, or maybe from just different AKAs. You may know me as King Niche from my rap and entertainment career. Some people may know me as Cheddar from my men's clothing line. And, some people may know me as my government name, Anisha Atwell, from my newest business venture, of the Cheddar House, which is a transitional housing program to help adults transition out of homelessness. But I think that regardless of what platform or what walk of life you have ever met me in, I have always been positive. I have always led with love and killed with kindness. And I believe that's exactly what you're going to get on this platform here.
Damn. That was good, Twin. That was a good introduction.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? For me, I go Mel Love. For people who know me and don't know me, I think for me, I was in the music for a good while. I was managing artists. I had an independent record label. I still help artists from time to time. I kind of got away from that. I got into coaching. I did that for like maybe a year. I got away from coaching, and now I'm into videography, photography, with high school and college sports, photography, proms and stuff like that. Envision sports media. Envision photos, that's what we moving with. That's the motto now. And I'm writing a book, 2 books actually. One is on relationships, so we talked about that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming soon. So this platform, you'll hear all about it. And here we are now with this podcast. This has been a long time coming for us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we talked about this for a very long time.
Yeah, for over a year.
And
we had to make sure we dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's.
Yeah, like especially like behind the scenes with the business side and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We all set, we all legal. I think it just the idea came from us just holding
day-to-day
2 and 3 hour conversations on the phone, just rambling.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And we find ourselves the people who people come to.
Yep, for advice all the time. Just for people, I think people appreciate, our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They hold our opinion at a high value.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, through every walk of life that I ever been, I always gave positive advice. I believe that there's enough money out here for us all to win, and I believe in opening doors that we all can walk through. And now I'm just really trying to give that motivation into relationships, because I believe just like positive relationships and positive households builds better character in people. I come from a 2-parent household, and I believe that if we can give out this advice, to build positive relationships, we can kind of change the world a little bit.
And I think that's the dope part, because like you said, we really are so entwined with each other. It's crazy, but we got a different upbringing, right? Like, I didn't come from a 2-parent household,
Mm-hmm.
but my morals and beliefs and stuff like that I stand on is strong based
Mm-hmm.
off of my experiences.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So like you said, people call us, they value our opinions and stuff, and I value that.
Mm-hmm.
I value that they value my
right.
opinion.
It's something that you cherish.
Yeah, so I love it. and I want to continue to be that person for them. But I think that putting it on a platform like this,
it could be something for
it could be more
a much
broad.
bigger audience.
Right, for someone who don't know me.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of people who are scared to reach out to talk to people, because I'm one of them. I'm somebody who don't really believe in like therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that, right?
Mhm.
We'll get into that later in the season. But I just don't be comfortable talking with people who I don't really know. Even if you are an expert, right? You call yourself an expert, you went to school for it. I'm big on experience.
Right.
I can relate to you if we experience the same thing. That's just how I feel.
Right.
All right. So that's just what it is. I mean, so here we are.
All right. So I think that we can move forward and just announcing what the topic of the day is, which is courtship. And if you don't know what courtship is a term that was really used back in the day. I would say like back in the 50s and 60s, and it basically means like to pursue a woman that you intend on marrying, and it's basically dating.
Or man.
Yeah. Well, men used to court.
Well, yeah,
like back in the day, that's what men used to court.
Over time it changed to,
over time it changed, But I was just saying, like, talking about where it comes from, the origin of it.
Okay.
So basically means like a man that is pursuing a woman that he's intend on marrying, and we just want to intertwine that with how things work today.
Yeah. We're going, because all in all, the basis of it is the same, but times have changed, so we gotta add our twist on it, but still make it make sense, right? Like, so it's a lot that's gonna come with courtship. So once we get into it, we both gonna have our opinions and what we think, right, and our point of views on it. But I think that it's definitely still needed. I think it's faded out. I think that's why a lot of relationships are failing early, because courtship I don't think is around as much for various reasons. So you want to start getting into it, or you want me to start with it? So, all right. So for me, courtship, I think courtship was important. I love it. I love the idea of it. It's having the intent to do something good, right? When you going at a relationship. So when you're approaching a woman, or you want to approach a woman, you have to strategize it. You want to impress her. First impression is everything. So back then, what we say, 50s, 60s, they would ask her out for a date. If she agreed, he showed up in the finest suit that he had. He smelled the best that he could. He would bring flowers to her doorstep. Like stuff like that. So that stuff doesn't exist no more. Primarily, probably, because of the social media. Probably
it's a little chivalry.
Yeah, exactly. And those are the intangibles that I think that's still needed for a strong start of a relationship.
I agree.
Right?
I think courtship is important because that time period, you get to know a person. I think that a lot of times in our society, in our generation, everything is microwaved. Everything is so fast. And it's like you jump into a relationship with someone that you barely know. You living with someone that you barely know. I just feel like it sets a relationship up for failure before it even starts. If you're dealing with someone that you don't know, and you're investing this much into yourself, into a person that you don't even know if they're investing in that much into themselves.
Right.
So I feel like courtship is important because it gives you that time to know who you are actually dealing with. There's no dating. Like you'll see a girl inside of a Starbucks, and you'll stand directly behind her, and then she'll leave, and you'll go into her DM and say, "Hey, I just saw you in Starbucks. I wanted to see what's up."
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
that's crazy.
It's like I don't even understand where we're at in this generation when it comes to dating, when it comes to courting, when it comes to chivalry. I'm confused.
It's a lack of communication. I think for the most part, a lot of men nowadays don't know how to properly communicate with anyone.
Do you think a lot of men feel as though that they should be courted?
I think men should be courted as well. I think it should go both ways, because if 9 times out of 10 the men was doing the courting because they were the ones doing the chasing.
Because they would play the more masculine role.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think you can get courted and still play a masculine role, because what if it's a woman that you catch her eye and you don't really see her?
Mm-hmm.
She see you. She'll initially she's the one doing the chasing, right?
Approaching.
Yeah, that's the start of the chase. So she has to approach you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like your back might be turned. She see you from a side angle or something. You know, like, but and now more than ever, because a lot of women, I'll
be honest with you, I ain't doing too much of that.
What?
Like, in my life, of course, in my real life, I'm a lesbian, so of course I'm not courting a man. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not doing that. I feel as though in the time frame of my life when I did date men,
mm-hmm.
if I did see a man attractive, I would make sure that he sought me. Now, if he see me and he's attracted to me, he's going to say something.
I don't know how I feel about that. So what are you going to do? You just going to bump him?
No.
Like, how you going to get his attention? What if he's on the phone?
It don't even have to be attention. Like, come on, Mel. Like, listen, but we out, right?
Yeah.
And you on your phone, you in the mix of something like that, and you're going to watch your surroundings. You know, if you walk past somebody, say if you in your car and you doing something in your car, if I walk close enough to your door, you're going to be like, you know, you're going to see, if you see, bam, what you like, it's going to go wham. Like, oh, hey, come here for a second. I'm going to make sure you see me.
So you don't think women should chase men?
No, I'm not going to say that.
After men.
I'm not going to say that. I don't think that. I'm just saying it's not something that I'm doing.
For you?
I'm playing. Okay. I'm standing in my feminine role.
You think that has to do with feminine and masculinity?
I think so.
Like the one who goes after who?
Yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because even in being in lesbian relationships, femmes don't go after studs.
Femmes don't go after studs.
No. Most of the time, the stud is going after the femme.
Because you look at the stud. Okay.
Because it's more masculine.
Okay. I mean, I see. I don't really have to me, it wouldn't matter. Like, you know what I mean?
Now, if I would see a chick that go after do you agree with a chick proposing?
I think it's weird as a man. I'm
not proposing to no. I'm not getting on my knee and proposing to no man. That's not how I go.
I've seen it happen twice in my life, and I do find it weird, because I think that the man should be the one to take that step and make that happen. Because I think I don't know. It might be how we view, because of how we was brought up.
How we was raised. I mean,
we don't know other cultures that might be.
That's what I'm saying. From culture, like from the beginning of me ever knowing.
Yeah, we from North Philly.
A man proposed. I don't care. I'm talking about on movies. Men propose to women.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never seen no woman get down.
And when you hear of it, you be like, "What? What is going on?" You kind of feel like she's forcing him.
Right.
You always get that perception.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I think that is a male role, like to be proposing or to be courting. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't think that should be a feminine thing. Now, but I'm not looking, like I said, I'm not looking at a chick that goes after what she want as a clown or like she corny. Like, no, she's a strong-headed female and she's going after what she want. But I feel like a lot of times when you do that, a lot of times the men don't really be more attracted to the female. I feel like the female is more attracted to the male. And
there's always somebody more attracted to the other. It's never equal. It's just like somebody loves the person first, and then the other.
I don't know. I never experienced it.
Really? It always been like y'all just love each other.
I always been attracted. Like I always been I always been attracted to the person, and the person always been attracted to me.
Same level, you think?
At least she expressed it.
Okay. I mean, because so I think for me, the whole part of the initial contact, it can go either way with me. Now, as far as everything else, I do think the man should lead with. Right? So you know what I'm saying? So like
you cool with a girl bringing you flowers?
I never received flowers from. I'm not gonna say I never received.
Like, so I'm just saying, reverse the role. or what you think courtship is. You don't mind a woman doing all of that?
No, I'm saying the initial contact.
Oh, okay. Like the initial contact,
not the actual like. Cause
but I'm saying, but
to
I'm
me,
asking
courtship is like the date we set up now. Courtship is what goes on throughout this experience.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm saying before that, I think like a woman has coming at me plenty of times first because I didn't see her, and we might hit it off.
Right.
So now, if we decide to go out and get to know each other, I'm not even going to say it's a date. I never say it's a date first because it's not a date. This is a meeting because you don't know. I'm only dating people who I seem to like.
Right.
I don't know if I like you yet.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So we're going to have a meeting. This is
where I'm at with it, because you are all right. So where I'm at with it, because I'm a pleaser on every level.
Okay.
Right. So once we dug in, all that I don't mind doing. I bring my man flowers. I rub his feet, like all that.
That's dope.
That's all that.
Once you with somebody,
when I'm dug in. But I'm saying the initial trying to pursue someone, the first
phase.
Yeah, the first phase. Would you feel comfortable with a woman doing everything that you would do to pursue her?
I don't know. Because you don't know that person and they doing all that you saying? I don't know. I haven't never experienced that. So I can't really speak on that. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Because I feel like that's doing a lot.
As a woman?
Yeah. Like everything that I would expect a man to do to court me, and I'm not.
So you agreed that it's a standard to what these titles are. So, and when you answer this, remember you answer this when we get later in the season on these other episodes, because it's a lot of double standards based off of titles.
Right.
So you think that a man is the one who should do the chasing, the court and stuff like that because he's a man?
I believe that, yes. And okay. I'm gonna say that because in the beginning, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're trying to pursue someone, like not when you don't know this person. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to woo them. That's what I mean. That's the word I'm trying to use. When you're trying to woo someone, I think a man should woo a female
first. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why can't the woman woo a man? You said
because
woo,
I
right?
feel like they're just doing it and I feel like when men see that, they look at it as a woman being gullible.
Nah.
I haven't seen it go another way.
Nah, that's not gullible. That's just somebody expressing interest.
All right. And I can get that. I honestly can get that. But I'm just saying from what I've seen, like men don't take that as they gonna use you.
That's crazy to say. That was crazy to say.
They like you got a woman buying you sneaks in like we keep it in 100.
Mm-hmm.
She just met her. You just got her number, right? Mm-hmm. She hitting you up multiple times, texting. She's telling you how she want to take you out to dinner. She got a massage set up for you, and she just bought you the new Jordans.
And she don't know me.
This is what niggas do with girls in the beginning when they don't know them.
So why is it okay for a man to do it and he don't know her?
But this is what listen. But and
then the woman use him.
I'm trying to ask you a question.
All right, my fault, twin. Go ahead.
Like I'm saying, like if she's doing all that, how would you take it? We keep it in 100. You gonna call your niggas and be like, yo, she just bought me the new Jordans, bro. Like she on dick and balls. Yeah, that's right. Like, come on, we keep it in 100. You gonna say she on dick and balls?
I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that, twin, because
all right.
Because some people express their likeness.
You is being different for this camera.
No, I'm not.
You is being different for this camera, bro.
Now, all right. I would find it weird if a woman, if we meet and we 2 weeks in, we haven't even went on our first date, or we about to go on our first date after the meeting.
Right. Did I meet it?
Standing on that. And after we had this meeting and you already purchasing Jordans and
you want to look at this being weird. That's what I'm saying.
I would.
You gonna think she a weirdo.
For sure.
And you gonna get what you can get out of her.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, at least I know a lot of niggas who will.
And that's because other things come behind that. Because now accepting that, it's like almost like they might get like a sense of entitlement or something because like you owe them.
Yeah.
Same vice versa as a man.
As a man.
That's why you can't be having these transactions. But women will accept that on the first date.
That's just because
if a man
I'm
show
not
up with
gonna,
a
the
bag,
tradition
first
is not
date,
the
they
word that I
accept
want to
it.
use. That's the norm of a man trying to pursue a woman. That's just what men do. They show up with flowers. They show up with candy. Now, some men nowadays, they get a little bit extreme and trying to get over a paddock on the first date. But whatever your woo is, or your level of woo is your level of woo. But I feel as though, yes, I do feel as though that a man should pursue and woo a woman. Now, once you get to know him, and that's your man, that's your husband, you cater to him just how he cater to you.
All right, so we passed the meeting stage. So now the courting starts, right? So for me, the meeting stage has to be simple.
Yeah,
it has to be a place.
Simple.
I say a public place,
of course,
but a private setting.
Because you don't even know if they ratchet. You don't even know if they get loud and irate.
So I think the first meeting that we have should be like coffee shop, bookstore.
I say hotel lobby. I mean hotel bar, like lobby, like something like that.
Public setting, but private.
But
private.
Who is accepting it in 2025? What females accepting it?
Mature ones.
Mature ones, yeah.
Ones who,
but it's not a lot.
Ones who value their time and value like
we keeping it.
No, it's women out here that enjoy bookstores.
Yeah.
And enjoy going to Starbucks to talk over coffee or like.
What percentage you would say there? A woman in our culture.
In our culture?
Yes.
I would like if the percentage who is willing to do that.
How many girls you know in Barnes and Noble?
That I know personally, it's a small percentage, very small percentage. Yeah. And I know because I read books. I like books, right? Not saying that I'd be in there.
But I'm just saying, it's not a lot.
It's not. It's sad because, but that's the influence that, I think social media, like the TV shows, they get all the glitz and glam.
And then there's a lot, it's a lot that's a playing factor, bro.
But that's, how else would you get to know somebody without those settings? Like,
no, I'm just saying, I'm keeping it 100. I do agree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying in reality today, how many women is accepting a date to go to the bookstore?
Oh, well, that's, as a man, that's a red flag for me. Because men, we gotta stop ignoring the red flags too.
Yeah,
stop settling.
Indeed.
Because
it's like men really has to change the caliber of women that they chase. Period. I think men lead with looks.
What you mean lead with look? Like, who they attracted
by?
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, you have to.
You'll see somebody that you would consider to be a goofy, right? And when I say,
what do you mean?
Like somebody that you would consider to be like, she goofy. I ain't messing with her.
Just based off of what I see,
looks right.
Yeah, I can see
have a conversation with her, and
I wouldn't say off. I would call somebody goofy based on their actions. I
don't want to say goofy. I didn't want to call these people ugly on here.
Oh, all right. Why not? That's what we're here for.
That's why I use the word goofy. But yeah, you'll see someone that you are not attracted to, physically not attracted to, and bypass them. You know what I'm saying? But she'll be a work buddy, and you'll talk to her every day and bust it up and be like, yo, I really fucks with her. But you won't get past she'll remain a work buddy. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Okay.
That's
because men lead with. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard for a man to find a woman in a bookstore or find a woman that want to date in a bookstore if he don't change his whole atmosphere of women that he dealing with. Because most of the women that you dealing with that's leading with looks, they know they pretty, and they use that for an advantage. They're not going to the bookstore for a date.
Yeah.
You understand?
So and
apply pressure.
All in all, if you want to find,
you got to change your whole caliber of women that you deal with.
You got to start going to bookstores. Find out, figure out what kind of coffee you like.
The ugly woman.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, to each his own, but we ain't doing that. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no, a good conversation, work friend is cool, but to settle down, you saying with an ugly person?
Yeah, because what we talk about. So you just
settle down with somebody that's ugly is crazy.
But you compatible in every other way.
You got to get there though. We got to figure that out because we wouldn't know.
I'm a people to be. I can't. I'm driven by looks. obviously because I'm physically attracted to you because I don't know nothing about you. When I
Right.
see you initially,
That's
it's
what
your
the
looks.
meeting is about.
You know, it's the looks that goes.
But you know, some people that's ugly to us might not be ugly
to somebody else.
You know what I mean? Like everybody got their own different.
But we usually have our ugly is
I
usually the
know.
same.
We ugly. You know, we on the same page for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we not even gonna get the meeting. I ain't gonna lie.
You're not getting the meeting. That's what I was just about to say. Like you're not getting the meeting.
Yeah, we're not gonna waste your time.
You're not even gonna get the meeting.
You ain't about to get none of this courtship.
None of that.
No.
But it's crazy because they can be compatible every way, but you just like.
They always said they good friends. You know what I'm saying? They might give good advice, like us. I'm handsome and give good advice though. I think I'm handsome.
We not talking about friends.
Why it's relation tips. We talk about all types of.
Right now we're talking about courting to pursue a woman.
To pursue a woman.
Yes.
Ugly is out.
Ugly is out.
And so it's okay to have that as your level of your setting, your standard.
I'm sorry.
You're allowed to have that because this is what you want.
Right.
Right. If you.
But I think like when it comes to dating, right? You saying that it should be a meeting first, right? And then you should take them to, like a public setting. What I'm trying to say is most of the time this isn't happening because of the type of women that people are courting.
And that's the problem, because the thing is, when I say at this meeting, this is what we finding out. I want to know if you can have a fucking...
You keep talking about this meeting. Who is going to this meeting?
What you mean?
The women that you're trying to pursue ain't even tolerating the meeting.
All right, so where I gotta go?
You taking them to a 5-star. Come on, you know what it is.
You can't.
He's playing around with this camera, y'all.
No, listen.
Like he knows. Like, come on, you know what it is. You taking them. You know where you taking them at, and you know if you come any other way, you're not getting the date. And the type of woman that you're pursuing,
I wouldn't be pressed now. It's women out here that's, if a woman like you, they gonna rock with you. They gonna rock with you. And I've learned
a woman that feels as though that she already has leverage.
Now, women that's already coming with like entitlement or already, and for the most part, it's sad, but most successful women have that view
because they feel like they already bring something to the table.
Exactly. So they be like, you got to come here already to impress me, and I ain't doing. And that's bad because men always got to come down on their standards when it comes to women. I mean, that's another topic. But what I'm saying to you is, it's plenty of women out here. If they like you, they'll give you a shot, right? Not the ones that's already up there on entitlement land and all that. I'm just saying they'll give you a shot and really rock out with you and see what's up. So you can get them at the coffee shop. Because it's a lot of women that like Starbucks. So we can go here, we have this conversation, because the meeting is quick. It's not that long. I just want to know, can you hold a conversation as an adult?
Right.
I want to know, are you sane? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like just small, simple stuff to even be like, okay, this person seems like a decent person.
No, like I said, I agree with you.
Then we set the date up.
I agree with you. That's
what I mean. That's all it's about.
It's just like, I just don't think that this generation see that.
I shouldn't have to spend a bunch of money to figure out if you're a decent person.
You shouldn't.
Because then you might date a person, right? And find out that this person might be okay as a friend, but you might not see yourself in the future with them. You can't be with them for whatever reasons you realize.
Or your core values don't match. You don't stay on the same principles.
Exactly.
Because I know that means a lot for me to, like, during dating. That's the things that I'm trying to figure out.
During the dating stage.
Yeah, like, what are your core values? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you stand for? Like, what is your spiritual beliefs? Just like who are you as a person?
So
like,
you need to know all that during courtship, right?
Yeah, like who do you treat the people that you don't? How do you treat the people that you don't need?
Right.
Like,
that matters.
Yeah, that matters to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's a good question to ask somebody, especially like.
And I feel like these are the things that's very important to know before you lay down with someone.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about dating and sex? Do you think that you should be having sex with a person while you're dating them?
I think it depends on what stage of dating you are in. Because I told you I got a book coming. It's different stages of dating. I think you date unexclusively. Did I say that right?
Yep, unexclusively.
All right, and then you date exclusively. Dating
So hold up. So dating exclusively, would you consider that different than being in a relationship?
Yes.
That's different than committing to saying
Because once you commit and you put a title on there, it's a bunch of. I always say titles bring entitlement.
So what's the difference between exclusively and non-exclusive dating?
So exclusively dating is like, that's like right now we stand at each other's house.
So you're not committed? Because
No, like I might stay at your house once or twice out the week. We go on awkward.
Are you dealing with other people?
No. But we not putting
but you're not
title
committed.
on it.
Okay.
Because titles bring entitlement. Let's just see how it goes. It's like a test run.
Right. So you still can't get mad if my phone go off?
Can't.
Right.
You can't. Because you got to trust what I told you. That's the purpose of that stage of dating. Because,
being able to trust.
Exactly. So when we in this first stage of dating, exclusive, let's say exclusively, because you asked about exclusively. So when we dating exclusively, I might want to stay at your house once or twice a week for a couple months because I need to see how you live.
Right.
Now, before we dated exclusively, it was inexclusive.
Right.
So I never stayed at your house. I probably went to like sit on the couch or we had a talk, watch.
Right.
But I never stayed the night.
You know, somebody they gonna clean up. They gonna get themselves together.
Exactly.
Before they had company.
You don't know who you're dealing with until you live with them.
Until you're deep. I agree. 100%.
Right? I learned that in college.
100%.
So and I always tell women, like I got sisters, right? And I got a lot of female friends that I grew up with. You got to take that dating stage very, very seriously because that's how you find out. Go through these medicine cabinets, go through the dirty clothes hampers. People laugh when I say that, but you got to. You know how many stories I get of women,
all the time.
My sister, women, all that be telling me about guys be having like dookie stains in their drawers or
hygiene. Because you got to understand during that non-exclusive stage, every time they see you, they making sure they fresh.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Every time you come over just to chill on the couch, the area you're going to be in is clean.
Yeah, you gonna make sure the bathroom clean.
Right, you know what I mean?
That couch area clean.
You know, like you're like I definitely agree. You don't know a person until you know a person.
Yeah, you gotta at least wake up with them a couple times and see their face, smell their breath,
see what they do when they first wake up.
Yeah, do they just grab their phone?
You grab your phone. Do you go brush your teeth? Do you roll your L first? Like you talk to your kids in the morning.
Yeah,
like things like that is important to me.
Exactly. That's the exclusive part of dating. Then,
like, how do you treat your siblings?
There we go. How you talk to your mom?
How you talk to your mother?
What's your relationship?
What's your priorities?
Exactly.
In line when it comes to family.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like that all of those things is the things that I'm trying to figure out when I'm dating you.
And I think that can take up to like a year or a year and a half,
of course.
2
I
years.
think I think it take a lifetime to learn a person. People always is evolving.
For sure.
Because the person who I was 10 years ago, the people who I dated 10 years ago can't say that they know me now.
Yeah, because you changed.
I'm a whole different person.
Yeah, you are. And we've been friends for longer than that, and I can tell you that you've changed, but I think for the better.
Yeah, right? Indeed.
So, so when we talk about these different stages, and like you said, we can always learn, but I do think that if you're dating somebody consistently, how we just was talking about it exclusively, and you're like 8 months to a year in and you see a consistency that you can somewhat agree with and you feel like you can put up with, okay, because you still might not know them. Like you said, you can learn a person forever, but now you could probably start thinking and start processing, and
because everybody has
we
a
can
routine,
get into a relationship.
Regardless if you are conscious about it or not, everybody has a routine.
Yes. So once you get to the point where, all right, I can put up with this. This right here is what I can put up with. Now we can start maybe talking about a relationship and moving forward with that, which would cut off all ties of like, now I got to answer your question. You know what comes with a relationship.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I think you can't skip that step. And so many people
I think so many people don't even try to acknowledge that step.
Right.
Like, it goes from getting their number to linking up with them in the car. to them, like, or getting a number and them pulling up to the crib.
Yeah,
Them having some type of intimacy.
I be putting, for me, I think women don't ask enough questions.
They don't. You know why? Because men make it difficult.
No, women got so much control though, Niche.
But
Women have so
men
much
has a
control.
sternness about them, and this like sense of entitlement of not being questioned because they're a man.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's
That's
like, you know how many times a woman may second guess the questions in her head before she asks you?
All right. Well,
Because she knows your response. You asking a man where he going. See how tense his shoulders get for no reason at all. He just going to the potty store. He can tell her that. But it's just the entitlement of you have the audacity of you asking me, this man of my house, where I'm going. I'll be back when I get back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think that's just how it is.
But you can accept that. But you can't accept me saying that that's just how it is with a man should be more masculine, like in a relationship.
I ain't saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I think that's just how it is. These are the double standards that we deal with every day based off titles. Get what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, based off titles and how we looking at how society is, how we was raised. Like, you know, certain titles, like the man take the trash out.
That's what I'm saying when it comes to courting. Like, when I was just talking about how a man should be, I believe that a man should court a woman. That's the same thing that I was saying. Like, I believe that a man should take the trash out. I believe, you know, the man should walk the dog. Like, and like, you feel me? Like, fix the car, get the oil change, pump the gas.
But I don't think nothing wrong with a woman doing it sometimes if they have to.
No, I don't think it's because we do it every day. How many girls do you know that pump their own gas? I pump my own gas, and all my cousins and aunts pump their own gas too.
But that's what I'm saying. Nothing wrong with it.
It's not nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying you asked me, how do I think it should go, and that's the way that I think it should go.
It is like
I'm a lesbian that played a more masculine role, and I want my trash taken out.
So for you, so for you, right? Let's ask this: you're lesbian. What do you go after? Your films, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing the courting.
I'm doing the courting.
You wouldn't feel comfortable with her doing courting.
Now, because I'm gonna say this correctly because I don't want my audience thinking that I'm something that I'm not. Because I'm not a dyke. I got panties on. You understand? And I enjoy being a woman.
All right,
so people would consider a dyke to be a more masculine, like someone who, like I don't know. I don't know what they call them nowadays.
They used to be dykes. Now they used to
be called bulldoggers and all kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
that's the more masculine woman.
Okay.
Now, from my understanding, it's like different levels of the masculinity. Like a stud is kind of like a girl.
So you don't look at yourself as a stud.
I look at myself as a woman who like women, but we could talk about that a whole different time. Like,
but you don't put
I don't put nothing on myself, but we're gonna talk about we talking to people, so if we're gonna put things, in perspective, then that's what it is. But me, I don't look at myself as that. I'm a girl who like girls.
Okay.
Like, and I enjoy being a woman in every aspect. Like, so it's like, but yes, I do the courting. But I don't, if you're asking me personally, no, I don't mind a woman courting me because I still have a feminine part of me, a huge feminine part of me.
Right.
Like, so a part of me still wants to be courted.
All right.
You know what I mean? So we not talking we talking in general, but you talk about me, like, no, yeah, you can court me all day. Bring me flowers, bring me candy. Like, take me on dates. Like,
yeah, that's nice. Those are great gestures. And that's a good way to like get them. So do you think what was I going to say? Oh, so do you feel like where you go for your dates, would you prefer like adventurous or more intimate when you're dating?
I feel like intimacy is for when we're intimate.
You look at dinner as intimacy?
All depending on what setting it's in.
Because most women who want
You can have dinner at Chick-fil-A. You think that's intimate?
It depends on how you view it. You can make it intimate. I've seen people be intimate in some of the most low-scale places because they'll be in their own world.
But I feel like setting can create romance, can create intimacy. If you're in a real nice restaurant, low dim lighting, lights, jazz playing, you know, you feel more eager to hold your woman's hand and become close to her. You inside Chick-fil-A or Popeyes, how you know, we're just eating, babe.
We just eating. So do you feel like, all right, let's change it real quick because I want this without it.
But you said would I rather more intimate, or I think intimacy is for when you're more intimate, when you're on a different level of dating. Or if it's just like
so like a 5-star restaurant, they always got dim lights, low music.
Not everyone. You pick and choose what restaurant to go to for a first date.
For the most part, they got
that's
dim
important.
lights. We talking about first dates? I thought you were saying like if we talking like because I'm not taking you nowhere expensive.
We already established that. We already established
if we
the
not
meeting.
on the at least exclusively dating part.
We already established that with you.
Yeah, we got 2 stages.
We already established that.
So that's what I'm saying. So,
but when we dug in, you talk about like when we dug in,
exclusively dating.
Oh, exclusively dating, yeah. It don't matter.
Oh,
like it don't matter. We doing whatever. No, because I want to get to know. Like I want to get to know you on every level. Like so, yeah. I want to go to the skydiving place and jump out of the, you know, or I want to go to eat,
that's
or
extreme.
I want to go
skydiving.
It's not the actually plane. It's the place where you could go, and it's like they.
King of Prussia.
Yeah, you know, certain like that's just
crazy.
Adventure. It's like I want to do whatever. Like I want to experience things that we never experienced, you know, together.
That's relationship status.
I don't think so.
You trying to experience stuff newly. That's relationship stuff.
Why do you think that?
Anytime
you can't experience something new with your friend because that's basically what y'all are until y'all are in a relationship.
So if you experience everything with the friend that you intending to be with, when y'all get together, what you gonna experience?
Everything else. Like what you mean? Like you ain't gonna take over the world with them. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that you can experience with someone.
I'm gonna say that.
You could go rock climbing. Both of y'all never been rock climbing before.
That's all right.
That's what I'm talking about though. Right. That's the type of things that I'm talking.
I don't look at that as experience. I was thinking like I'm thinking like on a larger
rock
scale.
I've never been rock climbing before. When I go, it will be an experience.
All right. Well, I guess I agree with you then. I'm thinking on another scale, like when you talking about experience and stuff like trips and all that.
So you're not taking nobody on a trip that you're not in a relationship with?
No, like a trip is cool, but I'm talking about like an experience. Jamaica. I'm not doing that with a friend unless it's a group of friends. You get what I'm saying? I ain't tricking. That's my whole thing.
So that's tricking? Y'all exclusively dating?
Oh no! I thought we wasn't talking about exclusively dating.
You just said that.
No, I'm talking. We in the beginning stage.
All right, so we in the beginning stage.
Like we passed the meeting, but we on unexclusive.
So that's the first date. If you pass the meeting, that's the first date.
Women be wanting trips. They be wanting to get flued out.
Yeah, for sure. We already established you're not doing that.
No, we talking about you.
Am I doing that?
You accepting that?
I flew a girl out.
In the unexclusively stage?
Yes.
You got money, twin.
No, it's just what it is, what it is, what it is.
What is it? You got money.
We wooing.
But see,
if we wooing, that's why I said everybody got their own different level of woo.
So you a part of fucking the game up.
Probably.
As long as you know it's going.
Probably.
because listen, this is what I'm saying.
Because I go after. I told you I lead with looks, and that's a problem. Because the type of women that I go after,
I like that accountability.
The type of women that I go after is not having the meeting.
So let me ask you this: Why do you think courtship chivalry, stuff like that, why do you think it's on the downhill? Why do you think it's been on the downhill spiral? Why do you think it's almost non-existent no more?
Because, and I ain't gonna say women, I'm gonna just say that's just people make things too easy. It's too easy. You could just jump in a male DM, you could jump in a female DM and be like, yo, what's up with you? And then the next thing you know, you at their crib.
That's
If
crazy.
if either party start putting up some type of standards.
It's easy if you got money.
What you mean?
You just said you flew somebody out and y'all just in the honest. First of all,
That's because she lives somewhere else.
she barely trusts you, or I mean, barely know you enough, and you flying her out. I wouldn't even trust it. You get what I'm saying? You just skipped over so much. Like that's so many red flags has been ignored.
Listen,
because
she
you want to get this.
lived-
What's that experience that we talking about?
She lived somewhere else. That's why I flew her out. She lived in a different state. That's why I flew her out.
You flew to Philly?
Yeah, just to be able to that on that type time.
I'm thinking you talking about.
No, like I just flew her. Like, you know what I'm saying? She lived in a different state. I just flew her.
All right,
Wasn't nothing too
that's
serious.
different. So back to what you were saying though. So you said because it's too easy nowadays, but the money and women being materialistic has made it this way. You don't have, as a man, right? As a man, I could get on Instagram. I could see a girl. This is why guys probably not saying nothing to you in person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can see you in a store in Target. You probably got the worst shit ever on. You probably just baggy sweats, big shirt, just came out, run to the store real quick, grab something, go back in. But I've been seeing you on Instagram. So now this is my first time seeing you in person, but your Instagram, I done seen your entire body because the way you dress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they wear see-through shirts,
Yeah,
no bra.
see through everything.
So I know what everything looked like on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably gonna give me an attitude if I say something to you in Target.
Right.
And it's the only time I seen you, and I've been following you for 8 months. So my best option or best chances to actually get to know you is through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to put no work in.
No work. That's what I say. You just jump right in the DM. It go from DM to bedroom.
And I was saying, because when we first started, you were saying like a guy could be standing behind her, won't say nothing to her, but hit her on the jaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's communication. Because
but I feel as though in that aspect, it depends on the generation. Because somebody like me, and I know my peers, you know, my family members that's the same age, gonna look at him as a clown. They're not gonna engage with that.
I know, I agree.
You know, in 30s and up, we're not dealing with that.
You definitely need to.
But someone like, you know, in a younger generation, they're gonna feed right into it because that's what they know.
I agree.
They don't come from chivalry. They don't come from dates. They don't come from courting.
You think that has to be taught?
Yes, of course. You won't teach your son how to date a woman?
Absolutely. But
hold the door for
how
her?
many broken homes we come from?
What did I just say in the beginning? Why are we doing this?
We teaching them. That's why we doing it.
Exactly, to create less broken homes.
Yeah.
Build better, positive relationships.
So we can't really blame the men that's doing it. So you saying your family look at him as a clown, but
because why not approach me when you see me?
If we can't blame him because he didn't have the proper guidance.
Or just the confidence. That's what it really boils down to.
That comes from the upbringing too.
Yeah, the upbringing, of course.
Yeah, so I wouldn't really. So it's like, and I just agree. I said I'm gonna call him a clown too because we look at men who scared or shaky about saying something to a woman. Like, what you doing, bro? What's up?
Well, most men ain't even taught.
Whole time we just judgmental.
Most men are not even taught how to approach a woman.
Yeah,
so I believe that's one of the reasons why courtship is on a downhill, and why people don't date, because most of the time men don't even know how to approach women. How many of your peers or how many people you know would go at a girl?
We was raised on that.
Yeah, shorty.
Yeah, no, we was raised on
bald
that.
head ass.
No.
Like, you feel me? That's his go-to line. With your boy head
Straight
ass.
disrespectful. But on the other side of things is some women that actually will respond.
Yeah, because that's what else have they ever seen? When have they ever seen someone court their mother, their grandma?
Mm-hmm.
No, they haven't even seen that. They look at a man that's opening the door for him lame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Boy, what you doing? Child, girl, he shot my door.
Look at this weirdo. That's crazy.
Come on, we keeping this
You can hardly properly greet a woman nowadays without them like
even thinking that you're weird or that you're a weirdo.
Or just think like,
good morning, how you doing?
They gonna think you trying to talk to them. I'm married.
From the brick.
I'm just saying good morning. Or speaking.
Just say good morning,
like,
love.
we human beings first.
Just say good morning, love. Like, goddamn.
So that's why.
Or just, I think you're beautiful. I'm married. I'm not even trying to I think you're beautiful. I hope you have a great day.
You're entitled to compliment somebody and mean no harm. But so many things get blown out of proportion, or just people just be feeling like, they be feeling themselves a lot.
Like, and I know some females, and this is real honey, that the guy would come at them, in the store, in the Starbucks. How you grab and then get in the DM, then the girl would get in the DM and be like, you was wild earlier. That's crazy. You really try to bang me in the Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. That's toxic. I feel like that's toxic.
I'm dead serious. Like,
I think we just getting old, twin.
No, I'm washed up. I done washed up. You hear me? Dish rag wrung out. Things I see nowadays, and I just be like,
it's almost scary. I find it very scary, like the level of communication that goes on between both men and women.
Mm-hmm.
The level of communication is crazy. Like the way we talk to each other on a regular. I'm talking about even this, like we don't even gotta know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like people just be like just mean for nothing, arrogant, and I'm one of them. I really don't even. Because I think everybody just got these motives now, or like everybody just be trying to scam or
right.
So I mean, don't even want to
you got to decipher between the bullshit, but I lead with love and kill with kindness, man. I think a lot of people that I know and a lot of my peers can get irritated with my mindset and the way that I pursue life is because I always try to see the positive through everything, even when people do nut shit, and it'd be like, damn, that's crazy, but everybody is working from a place of hurt and trauma.
You talking about nut now? They do nut shit to you, or they just did some nut shit in general?
No, if you do nut shit to me, I'm not gonna allow you to continue to do nut shit, but I can understand. I can understand because most people, like I said, most people is hurting. Most people don't even know how to express themselves. Most people come from trauma. You experience trauma from the age of 7 months.
Yeah.
Like, you remember me? And like most people don't even know how to identify the trauma that they're going through. They just mad. Nobody wants to be just mad. No one, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody in this world want to have someone that loves them. There's not one person out here that say, oh, I don't need nobody. Yes, you do. Everybody needs somebody.
Right.
Like, so when people do negative things and they do nut shit or they do conniving things, that all comes from a place of hurt. When it all boils down to it, all comes from a place of hurt.
So you saying you putting up with that?
No, I'm not saying that. Like I said, I'm not going to allow you to continue to do something nutty to me, but I can understand where it comes from.
So you saying like I can forgive but not forget?
Yeah, of course. I can forgive a person. Who am I not to?
Right,
not God.
No, that's true. So, but when somebody, then you got a loved one that hurt you, and they hurt you, and you understand it. You cutting them off though, but
yes,
you just don't have
for my sanity.
But yet,
I still have to protect my sanity.
But you not. So what about trying to help them?
It all depends on if you can extend help to those who want help. You can teach those who's teachable. You can't lose your own sanity and who you are as a person trying to help someone who don't want it, or who is just not in the stage
what if they
of
don't know how to express it?
far as like
needing help. Some
on
people
what
don't-
level?
Like some people might not know how to.
How long are you going to empty yourself trying to pour it into them? Until you
That's up to
understand
you, 'cause you said
until
you
you
accepting
understand. Yeah, I'm just saying my own personal experience. I could only extend a hand enough until I feel as though my cup is starting to be empty.
Mm.
I can only give when this cup is overflowing. Anything else is taken from me. God said love him and then yourself, not no one else.
You get one time.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get one
But it
time.
depends on what is going on. Like we dealing with
And-
abuse, we dealing with drug and alcohol and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
different levels. Like you feel me?
yeah,
It's different.
levels of
It's
severity.
different levels.
For sure.
Right. That's
I
what I'm
agree.
saying. It all depends. You can only help someone that want to be helped. You can only teach someone that's teachable.
So is it a red flag for you if you going through courtship and you notice somebody might need some help in that field?
I can only help.
What if
Like,
you-
this is
No,
for
'cause I'm
every
saying,
aspect
like,
for me in
'cause
life.
what if you wanted
This
somebody
cup,
and you like
I can
them?
only give when this cup
No, I'm
is
saying
overflowing.
you run into somebody, right, and you're dating, and you run into that. You're dating. You're in the courtship stage,
Mm-hmm.
and you run into maybe you might figure out that this person might be depressed or
Mm-hmm.
might be going through some type of hurt, right? They might have been abused, and they might open up and tell you about it
Mm-hmm.
throughout that process. Is that something that's going to stop you from, like, do you even, before you even get serious and think about committing with that person, would you just shut it down for committing and maybe just try to be a friend?
Maybe it depends on what level of where they're at. You feel me? It all depends on what the trauma is.
Because I think that's important.
No, I feel like it all depends on what the trauma is. Now, if it's something that I can feel as though that I can help with, and it's not going to compromise too much of myself, or take too much out of me trying to help this person, I don't mind helping. But if I look at this and be like, damn, this person is really damaged. This person has a lot of work to do. Like we are on two different ends of the spectrum in life. Like you feel me? Like it's gonna literally take out of my cup in order to help them. Like it's gonna slow my process down to help them. I can't do that. I gotta put me first. I can't do that. I can become a friend to you.
And I think that what you just said is where a lot of women go wrong. Because one, they rush the process that we talking about, right? They rush the stages that you should properly go through that we think. It's what we think, right? We are our own experts.
Right.
We got our own show now. We got our own show now, right? So in our expertise, we feel like you should go through these certain steps that we got in place, right? And too many women, in my opinion, are rushing through these stages because they want to be loved. I think a lot
they
of
want to
women,
have a man.
they want to feel the
a
security.
title. Like, for me,
They want the security. They want the protection, and they want
and
they
half
want
the
all
time
that.
it doesn't come with that.
No, it's not. And I think because
It's just a title.
and because of that, right? A lot of them are dealing with the men from where we from, who are going through this depression, or because they come from broken homes, single parent household, grandma raising them. So we outside all day from 13 and up. So the streets is raising us. We've been abused by cops, our parents, our aunts. You don't know.
Right.
And then we run into these women and we put on this persona that we big, bad, tough. We got it all together, but we really don't. But we don't have the resources to really solve and talk about it, at least to learn how to deal with these things properly. And mind you, we dealing with these women and the women dealing with us at a young age. So we really don't know what we doing. And because of that, now the women, for the most part, are becoming more like therapists, or they trying to be. And they're, like you said, pouring so much out of their cup, and they already dealing with so much on their own. But for me, I feel like women by nature are like nurturers, lovers.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's automatic that they trying to help because they like you as a man, right? And they want to see you succeed. They want to help you, right? But you just keep giving them the cold shoulder because you don't know how to properly.
Now you become a project.
And I think too many women put up with that. I think
that's what you become.
I think women gotta stop doing that.
You become a project of trying to fix you. And I've been there.
The thought process is bad.
And a lot of women fall in love with potential.
Yeah.
What we think that you have the capability of being,
Yeah.
instead of loving what's right in front of us.
And I wish they stopped having kids with the potential too.
Hmm.
Because then they won't be like in a worse situation that they come into it with. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I think
If you walk out with what you came with, what you lose.
exactly. I never understood, like, I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm hard on women, but me personally, I feel like women are smarter than men, and I feel like women are strong.
I feel like a lot of women need to set boundaries and standards, because men do everything for women. Y'all get dressed for women. Y'all smell good for women. Y'all get your haircuts for women. Y'all do everything for women. Y'all only do what women allow y'all to do. Because you will meet a woman, you'll meet a girl, and she'll tolerate you coming in at night, late at night, or whatever like that. And then you'll meet another woman who don't tolerate, and you are a totally different person with her. Or let's just say you'll have two different baby moms. You'll have one baby mom who you bullshit with. She'll call you for, and you like, all right, yeah, I'll be there, whatever like that. Then you got another baby mom who don't play. You a whole different man with that baby mom, okay? Because she's just not tolerating certain shit.
Right.
It's like once you set standards and boundaries, he's going to come correct. Or he's going to go find someone else that's going to tolerate it. And if more women put up standards and boundaries, it's going to force him to change. It's a point in time where all men have to put childish things to rest. And when women start to force them to do that, then there will be a change.
But they got to force them to do it by not dealing with them.
That's what I'm saying. They have to set standards and boundaries.
For the most part, women are a handicap to men. So many more women nowadays have their shit together than men.
Yep. We talked about that before, about how men
don't have their own houses.
A man to get a job and live in his mom back room and be cool with that. Like, I'm talking about, like, he a janitor, entry level. He cool with that. He got a job. You'll have a girl that do the same thing, a janitor, but she'll see progression in that. You'll go from a janitor to a principal as a woman.
And she got her own apartment.
Right, you feel me? Like, men settle easily.
That's what I'm saying.
They settle easily.
But the women are the handicap.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because the women so quick to have a man in the house.
It works hand in hand, though, because you got a man that settle easily, and you have a woman who set no boundaries. He gonna do whatever he is. If you have no boundaries set for him, he gonna move exactly how he want to move.
Yeah.
If you set men is going to do whatever for pussy.
No, that's true.
That's just what it is. You feel me? They're not gonna go. No men. They're not. Men is not gonna start. All men in the world just gonna stop and start fucking other men. It's not going to happen.
That's wild to say.
I'm just saying it's not going. It's not just going to be like, oh, all the women are setting boundaries now. Oh, we should start fucking each other. Yeah, it's not going to happen. No, they're going to get their act right.
Absolutely.
Like,
better.
You can see that in a household. You can be with your girl, and she be like, nigga, you been out there, you been doing that, you been doing that. You ain't getting no pussy. What? The next 2 weeks, that nigga is in the house picking up the kids. He cooking, he cleaning, he doing all kind of stuff. He's a whole different man.
Yeah. No bullshit.
Like, it needs to be standards and it need to be boundaries that's set for men to start to grow up.
Everybody just so easy. That's what it really is.
That's what I just said. It's just it's too easy nowadays. You ask me why it's like this. It's too easy. I think you just jump right into the DM or something.
I put it on the women. I think the women have.
You gonna put it on the women
because y'all got the power. Women have.
We do have the power, but y'all should want to do something better for yourselves.
Men are slow. Because listen, I've been realized this, right? It's so many men that I know, friends, all that, family members, niggas dumb. And it's sad. Like, vocabulary, I'm talking about like basic skills in life, everything. They just don't know. I don't know where that come from.
Raised, the way they were raised.
Because we come from the same environments for real.
Still come from the same household.
How you carry yourself.
And household is different. You need foundation. You teach your son how to wash his hands after he used the bathroom.
For sure.
That's not being taught in every household.
I had to teach myself how to be a man. Until me and my dad didn't get close until I was 21. I was already a man. I still learned some valuable things as just growing up as a boy.
Man.
I'd be lost.
But when you saying they dumb,
yeah,
that's I believe that comes from foundation. Taking time with your children after school to make sure they're comprehending what they learned in school that day. You know what I'm saying? Like that comes from foundation, paying attention to your child, understanding that, you know.
Yeah, but I think that's why I'm blaming women, because y'all the last hope. Women are the last hope to hold men accountable, because another man get comfortable and will be comfortable.
Another man, I feel as though it takes a really mature man to be able to check another man, because a lot of men validate. They be together and they just validate each other traumas, or each other problems or issues or whatever. They just ping ponging instead of him being like, "No, bro,
yeah,
like you was on some that shit. You was wrong."
Yep.
It's not a lot of that,
because men have a problem with accountability. Men don't like to be wrong,
and they don't like to be questioned. Men don't like having obligations either.
They don't like to be questioned. They don't like obligations
because that's a level of control.
They barely like responsibility.
No,
but how can you not want responsibility, right?
Why?
Or be accountable, but you want to be in control of everything?
It doesn't go hand in hand.
That's why women have to be held accountable for the men, because if not, the world would be dog shit. I promise you.
I'm not gonna argue 100% with that.
You got to, because
like I said, if we set more standards and boundaries, it will force a man.
Women are stronger and smarter than men. That's my firm belief. I stand on it. I don't care what nobody say. Like the majorities. That's why if you look up now, not saying that it's like fair if that's the case, but if you really look at it, right? I said it earlier. So many more women got things going or more successful than men. And a lot of it nowadays are like a hustle from what it was back then.
Right.
Like, look at how many more hairstylists, lash techs,
entrepreneurs,
makeup artists, skincare line, or they do henna, they sew. There's so many more of that. Now, not saying it's that much. It's not many avenues for men like that. Well, not saying that men can't do those things, but we get viewed differently. Like if I was a lash tech, how would you view me?
But it's still a lot of things that men could do.
It is, but I'm talking about the small hustles like I'm naming. I can't be a lash tech or do nails. Like growing up, all we saw was one certain type of culture,
right,
or race do nails.
Right.
Now we got our black women doing nails, and they look like the Asians who we was raised on seeing doing it. Right. You get what I'm saying? And it's stereotypical, but that's who we saw. But now it's like, I love it though. But it's like, if he ain't doing like a carpentry or something like that, cutting hair, we don't have that many lanes. So I get it, because there's so many other things, but it's other stuff that we can do. But women just winning more.
It's a lot of stuff for y'all to do. It's a lot.
Like what?
You got,
besides cutting hair.
You got upholstery, you got landscaping, you got chefs, you got
masseuse. No, it's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? You got massage therapist, masseuse, and it's all hustles that can be done on the side.
Absolutely.
Like you get like real creative, like you feel me?
But for the most part,
dog grooming. You got like you feel me? Like you got a lot of stuff that men could do.
Yeah.
Men are lazy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all lazy. Y'all don't want no obligation, and y'all don't want no responsibility.
I don't know how you can want control or be in charge or not be questioned when you don't want the responsibility.
Because ain't no, and you can only. If I was dealing with men, you can only run shit when you run shit. When you taking care of this household.
Yeah.
You're not about to be in here and not doing that and not carry that, not, you know what I'm saying, not making sure that we're good in this house and think that you can run or dictate anything, or one, you're not going to be here if you're not doing those things. Like,
and and also when you got it together, right, and you carry it a certain way, that brings the feminine side out of women anyway. They want to be submissive. We want secure. We want to feel secured. A lot of men get that brings it. A lot of women are masculine nowadays because we have to be. Yeah, I agree. Women want to be feminine, but they can't be because the men are more feminine. Like men be like, it's just we just don't have, you know what I'm saying, someone there to make us feel safe. Yeah. And that's not, and when people say safe, stupid.
Or safe.
A man,
people say people-
can't do finances the proper way or can't save money.
when they say safe, they always go to like protection.
No, it ain't the
No.
only thing.
Financially safe,
Yeah.
emotionally safe, mentally safe.
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
safe with you.
Because you understand, a man, we supposed to be lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
We supposed to be the front run. So it's more than just physical, a physical aspect. Like,
Right.
I got the bills, right? I'm responsible enough. I got the kids. I'm dropping them off, pick them up. I got to be to work on time.
Mhm.
You got.
That's why I said
We
if I
gotta
ever
know how to. You know what I'm saying? It's so much on men.
when I was
men
dating
that do
men,
it, it's not easy.
I always compared them to my father.
You said when you was dating men,
Yeah.
you was comparing them to your father.
Because my dad makes me feel safe.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about every level.
Based on what he was doing.
My father?
Like, yeah, like just give us like an example. Like
it doesn't matter what it is. He's gonna fix it.
that should go to.
Like, I mean, it don't matter what it is. He gonna fix it on any level, emotionally, mentally, financially. He's gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure he tried his best not to even let you see him go through anything.
No, it don't.
Because
It's like sometimes I think he's not even real. Like, you know?
And that's another. We gonna talk about that later in the season as well because.
So if you're not carrying it, this is why I feel as though that
and all that.
I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah.
My dad was 30. He had 4 kids. He was raising 5. You feel me? I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, right.
From nobody. You feel me? If my dad can do it, you can. He's not Superman. He bleed like any other man bleed.
Mm-hmm.
He made his choice. He made his choice that I'm gonna be a father and I'm gonna be a husband.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever comes along with that comes along with that.
Right.
A lot of men don't want to have no type of obligation or responsibility. So I look at any man that's shy of anything from my father is bullshit.
So that's your standard.
Yes, it's bullshit.
That's your gold standard. Yeah, that's cool. That's how you're supposed to be.
He made it happen. Regardless if he had a 9 to 5 or he was selling liquor out our kitchen, he made it happen.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it.
No, yeah, that's how it's. And we're gonna talk about that later on. Like before, we're gonna talk about it because the men who do handle their business and really stand on it and really got things that they really take care of and stand on, it's hard. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not.
It's not.
It's not easy. So we gonna get our closing remarks in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We had I think this was a great way to kick off our endeavor.
I think it was great. And I think that y'all as the audience, y'all are gonna have a time with us. And this is just us stepping the toe in the water just to make sure that it's warm enough. But these episodes are going to get more intense. It's going to get more relatable. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to see for you guys to see what we have in store.
Yeah, I think I feel like they're gonna grow. Y'all gonna grow with us. The things that we talk about, we gonna get into the cracks.
Yeah, we're gonna get into.
Y'all gonna understand it. We're gonna keep it in. We're gonna make it understandable and relatable to our audience. For me to end today, I want the audience to really, especially again, the women for most part, right? Because I think the women can stop. Y'all can stop this bad chain cycle that's going on, right? So it's like when we talk about courtship and these phases of dating and stuff like that, right? Set your standards, ask questions, stop just meaningful texts. Like you wasting time. Stop wasting time. Stop ignoring these flags. Start dating with purpose.
Yes.
And like make these men explain their intentions with you.
Set standards, set boundaries for yourself. Not only to bring out the most mature level of the man that you're dealing with, but set standards and boundaries for your own self-respect. When you respect yourself on a level that is at its apex, it's impossible for anyone to come incorrect. And I think that dating and courting is very important I think that it needs to be utilized more in this generation to
Mhm.
build more positive relationships.
Yeah. Somebody started off, man.
Right.
Put everything else with it. Somebody started off. Show up to the front door with a
Suit
bouquet of
tie,
flowers. With the
flowers.
You know what I mean? And just go somewhere. Yo, go to sit by the water.
Right.
Do a picnic.
Well, I think that was a great episode.
For sure.
We're going to close it out. I'm your girl Niche.
Smile love.
And this is Relationship
Relationships
Podcast.
I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good till that pussy get soft.